Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back, friends. Welcome back to another video lecture by Kami Microbiologist. Today, in this video lecture, we are going to see the blood film, which we also call that blood smear or peripheral blood smear as well. In short form, we can say PBS. Okay, so let's see that what is actually blood film, blood smear, each and everything. Now in this video, what are the main content that we are going to see? First of all, we have to explain the introduction to blood smear, that what is actually the blood smear means. Okay, then we are going to see the purpose, or we can say uses, importance, why it is recommended. Then we are going to see that how to make the blood smear. Okay, then we are going to see that how to stain it and what type of the staining we are using for the blood smear. Then we are going to see under the microscope what type of the cell will be seen when you make the blood smear. Okay, and when you stain it, so what type of the cell and component will be seen under the microscope. So we are going to talk about each and everything as well. First of all, let's see that what is actually the blood film. Remember guys, blood film is nothing but it is actually the blood test, or we can say the hematology test, in which we mostly use a blood sample, or we can say that the drop of the blood which is placed on the clean slide. One drop of the blood that is placed on the clean glass slide, and then over the clean glass slide what we will place another slide that is actually acting as a spreader, and using both of the slide then we make a blood film. How to make it, we will explain it in the next slide. Okay, after few minutes. Okay, now once the blood film is made, then what we will do, we have to stain it with different type of the staining. Means we have to color it using different type of the stain, like called staining technique. Okay, now once we stain it, so then under the microscope we will easily watch all type of the cells as well as some other component of the blood as well. Okay, so this is a little bit about the blood smear. Now as you can see, this is the picture of the blood smear, that once it is made, so how it will be look like. So the blood film will be look like in this form. Now one thing that I must tell you, remember that when you want to see the red blood cell, so this blood film not need to be stained. Why? Because the red blood cell is already contain the hemoglobin, which is the red color pigment molecule, so you can easily watch the red blood cell without staining. Okay, now when you stain the blood film, so it will be look like in this form. Now let's see that what are the uses or the importance of the blood smear, why we make the blood smear. It is mostly important to check different types of the hematological disease, means blood related disease, which we call a blood disorder. It is also important to study the complete blood count. CBC means complete blood count, or we can say complete blood picture or total blood count as well. Now it is also done, this CBC is also done using a hematology analyzer machine. Then why we making the blood film to see the CBC? It is made because when you see that the report is abnormal, let's suppose you check the CBC using hematology analyzer machine and you found that report is abnormal, then after that you must you should make the blood film. That's why to study the CBC clearly and to see the condition, that why the means the report is abnormal. So that's why the blood film is important for this purpose as well. Now it is also important to see different types of the parasites that can cause different types of disease, like we have malaria disease that is caused by plasmodium. Then we have leukemia, that is actually the white blood cell cancer. So it is also important to check the morphology of the white blood cell, that is called as leukemia. In case of the leukemia, you also found different shape of the white blood cell. So it is also important for this purpose. Now it is also important to diagnose different types of diseases, like we have congenital disease and acquired disease. Then it is also important to find out different types of anemia, and I hope all of you better know about the anemia. Anemia means decrease of RBC, or a low level of the RBC or hemoglobin, we can say like that. Then we have the efficacy of the medicine. Means if you want to check, if let's suppose you are using medicine for different purposes, for to treat different types of disease, let's suppose you are using the medicine. So when you want to see the effect of the medicine, so for that purpose the blood film is also important. Another important is that it is also used to check the efficacy of the chemotherapy drugs or medication as well. It is because we better know that chemotherapy is important to just chemotherapy is important for the cancer treatment. So if we are using a chemotherapy for the cancer treatment, let's suppose, so this chemotherapy will also affect our own cell as well. So just to check that whether the chemotherapy is working properly or not, so for that purpose we also make the blood film as well. Now it is also used to find other type of the condition or diseases. So it is also, we can also make the blood film to just check different types of the diseases or other condition, like we have hyperthyroidism. It means that high level of the hormone secreted from the thyroid glands, kidney related problem and liver related problem as well. So for that purpose the blood film is also important. Now let's see that how we can make the blood film or blood smear. This is the simple picture which can easily explain that how to make the blood film. First of all, what will you do? First of all, you will place one drop of the blood, as you can see. This is actually the top view, this is actually the side view, and this is the top view. Now once you place the blood drop, then what will you do? You will place another slide which is acting as a spreader. Now once you put another slide, as you can see, so what will you do? You have to move it at backward direction, as you can see. So once you move it at backward direction, so it will touch the blood drop, as you can see. Now under the capillary action, what will happen? The blood will be spreaded, as you can see. Once it is spreaded, then what will you do? You will immediately move the slide at the forward direction. Once you move it at the forward direction, so you will get the structure like that, as you can see. So this structure is actually called as blood film. Sometimes the blood will be thick, sometimes we have thick blood film, sometimes we have thin blood film. So there are different purposes of the thick and thin blood film, okay, as well. Now if you want to study the parasites, so you make the thick blood film, and if you want to study the other blood cells as well, or some species or some blood cells, so you have to make a thin blood film, okay. So this is a little bit about the uses of the thin and thick blood film. Now let's see that what type of the staining we are used to stain the blood film. So we mostly use Romanowski stains, and remember guys, Romanowski is actually, he was a scientist that he make 4 different stain, and Romanowski stains contain 4 more stains, and these are the Leishman stain, Gemsa stain, Wright stain, Jenner stain. Among each stain, Leishman and Gemsa, these 2 stains are really important, and it is used on daily basis, okay, for special staining technique. So that's why these 2 staining are really important, and each of the stain was discovered by the scientists, as the name indicated. Now let's see that under the microscope how the cells will be look like when you make the blood film, or let's suppose you stain it. So then how the cells or other component will be look like under the microscope. For that purpose, what will you do? First of all, you will place the slide on the stage of the microscope. Once you place it, so then what will you do? You have to use 10x power lens of the microscope. Now once you are using it, so it is mostly used to just focus the slide. You just focus the material or the component or the just cells on the mostly component or on the slides. Once you focus it, so for the cell studies, what will you do? You have to use 100x, which is also called as oil immersion lens. So using this lens, you will easily visualize all the blood cells and other component as well. So let me show that what type of the cell you will easily watch. These are the cells, as you can see, means these are the RBC cells. Mostly RBC will be look like in this form, which we can say that RBC is actually biconcave in shape. This is actually biconcave shape of the RBC. This is the normal structure of the RBC. If you found RBC like in so if you found the RBC means in these shapes, as you can see in these shapes, so it means that it is actually a condition which we call a poikilocytosis. Okay, so these are actually the abnormal shapes and size of the RBC, and it may be occur at different condition. We will explain it later. Okay, so this type of the cell of RBC, which is actually large in size, we call it macrocytes, and if you found RBC very small, we call it microcytes. This is the elliptocytes, in which the RBC will be look like in a column like shape or elongated like shape. And this is the target cell of the RBC, in which it contain dot at the center, and it means that hemoglobin concentration are high. This is the teardrop like shape of the RBC, and this is the sickle shape of the RBC, as you can see. It means that RBC will be look like in a rupture form. This is the acanthocytes, which is actually star shape, or we can say that the cell will be look like in this form, that it contains spikes or needle like shape, needle like things, materials. Now this is the spirocytes, as you can see. Spirocyte means the RBC will be look like in a spherical shape. These are some other cells, as you can see, which we call that white blood cells. So remember guys, we already talked the white blood cell, their structure, each and everything in detail, and we already talked the white blood cell, their explanation in leukocyte count, differential leukocyte count and total leukocyte count. It is present into my channel. You can easily watch it, okay, in hematology lectures. Now the monocyte and lymphocyte, if we talked about these two cells, so it is actually agranulocytes, and their nucleus is very large, as you can see, and it occupies the whole cell. Okay, and just difference between these two cells is that lymphocyte is a little bit smaller as compared to monocyte. Now if we talked about these three cells, so these three cells means neutrophil, eosinophil and basophil. These three cells are called as granulocyte because it contains granules, which contain different types of the chemicals like histamines, like bradykinin, each and everything. Okay, remember guys, if you see the neutrophil mostly contain three loops like nucleus, okay, and it contain granules. So neutrophil will look like in this form. This is the structure of the eosinophil under the microscope. Its nucleus is mostly spectatal in shape, means two lobes, and they have also granules. Basophils, if we talked about the basophils, so the basophils nucleus will be hide behind this granules, as you can see. And if we see the macrophages is actually again the type of this monocytes, or monocyte is mostly converted into macrophages when it is reaches to the tissue site. So macrophages will be look like in this form. These are the erythrocytes, which we already talked in this picture, means it is biconcave in shape, and these are the platelets, which are very small cells. You may found the platelets under the microscope. It is look like a dot in shape when you stay in this slide. Now the next picture is actually explaining the reticulocytes. It is actually the immature RBC. Okay, now these immature RBC, we already talked about the reticulocyte, that at which on which condition the reticulocytes will be occur. We already talked it. So if you want to see, it is also explained into my channel. You can also watch this video lecture in the hematology playlist. Okay, now these cells, reticulocytes, mostly contain thread-like structure in their inside the cell. Okay, these are the reticulocytes. If you found the thread-like structure, so it is called reticulocytes. Now let's talk about some other this is actually the picture that is explaining. This is actually the real picture. Okay, remember guys, this is the real picture. Now these are actually just for the understanding, and when you stain the slide then under the microscope, you may found all these type of the cell. These are the real pictures, okay, when you stain the slide. So eosinophil, this is the structure of the eosinophil. neutrophil, basophil. These are the RBCs, as you can see. Okay, and this is the lymphocytes, monocytes. Now this liquid, this is actually the liquid portion, this white or red like structure, this is called as plasma, and these are the band cells. These are the platelets. Dot, the small dot are called as platelets. Okay, we already explained it in detail in CBC lectures. You can go back to my channel and watch the CBC lecture. It is well explained in this. Okay, so that's why I'm not going to explain it again. It is already explained. Now this is actually the poikilocytosis condition, as you can see, in which the RBCs will be look like in each of the shapes. So poikilocytosis, this is actually the real pictures. When you stain the slide and when you found all these structure, it means that the individual have poikilocytosis like diseases, and poikilocytosis like condition. And let me show that, as we already explained, that these are also the poikilocytosis. But remember, this is not the real picture. This is just for understanding. The real picture will be this one. Why? Because when you stain it, so under the microscope, you also found the real picture like this. So remember guys, this is the elliptocytes. Okay, this is the spirocytes, this is the stomatocyte. Stomatocyte may contain white spot, as you can see. These are the sickle shape. These are the sickle cells shape, which look like in sickle form. Teardrop, we also call it dacrocytes, and these are the schistocytes. So these are the schistocytes, as you can see. These are the burr cell, or we can say ichnocytes, means their outer surface is rough form. These are the spur cell, which we call it actinocyte. So actinocytes is actually contain spikes, as you can see, at their outer surface, and these are the target cell, which we call it codocytes. Inshallah ta'ala, in the next video lecture, we will explain each of the cell, and we will explain that in which condition you may found these of the cells. We will explain it in the next video lecture, inshallah. You can also found these steps of the structure as well. So these are actually the structure of the parasites, which we call a malarial parasite species. So I already explained the malarial parasite species as well in detail. It is also present into my channel in a hematology playlist. Okay, so these are all the when you stain the slider and under the microscope, when you found all these pictures in a blood film, so it means these are the parasite species, malaria parasite species. Okay, so this is all about the blood film and all the cells that are look under that, how it will be look like under the microscope when you stain it. So I hope you understand, and I hope you like this video. If you like this video, so make sure to hit the like button, share this video with your friends. If you have still any kind of question in your mind, you can write the question into a comment. Inshallah, I will try my best to give you answer as soon as possible. You can also subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get more interesting videos like that.